Hey model fans, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, or again as always, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Ducky's Model Cars. Now, if you guys saw my last video on my R34 Z-tune by Autoart, you might remember that I said I was doing a bit of a 2-for-1 with my filming because I had two new models. Well, this is the second of those new models. Again, two new JDMs, two new Nissans. This, of course, in front of us being the R35 Nismo SE for a special edition. Now, my model here is finished in the stealth gray, and I know for a fact that the camera isn't doing it justice with the lighting in this room. As good as it looks here, it looks like a very almost light gray color, and my eyes themselves are seeing kind of the bluish hues into it. And actually on screen I'll put up a picture of the real car that I've seen in person, which inspired me to get this spec, because if you actually see the proper paint on the proper car, there's a huge amount of depth to the paint. It's an awesome color. Like I said, it's like a very bluey gray color. And yeah, that's basically what inspired me to get this. The R35 Nismo was already probably my favorite iteration of the car. The SE just kind of steps everything up like an extra little notch. And what you get with this, that you got already on the kind of, I guess if you want to call it the base Nismo, we got carbon fiber everywhere. So obviously all the upper sections are painted, and then we have carbon fiber on the side skirts, carbon fiber for the entirety of the rear. Carbon fiber for the entirety of the rear bumper. We can see replicated here too, kind of the titanium tips, the quad tips on the back, which is awesome with all the red accents. Again, because Autoart, if you're not sure what car you have, it says right there on the license plate, Nismo. Carbon fiber wing, not carbon fiber wheels on this, but you guys probably already noticed before. Carbon fiber hood, carbon fiber front lip, carbon fiber on the entire front nose of the car, not the actual grille itself or the little surround right there, but everything behind the license plate here, all carbon fiber for the bumper. Carbon fiber, so guys, carbon fiber on the roof, as I realized the camera wasn't in focus. There, carbon fiber on the roof. And actually one thing which I think is interesting but good that Autoart has done, and I've only seen it on this model and on the NSX models, the OG NSX models, is that they have this little film which just protects the back window. Now, I've been waiting to do this until on camera, so now we can peel the film. And yeah, it's the first time I've noticed that. The R34 didn't have it, but all the R35 models that I've looked at have it. And I said the NSX, the NA2 NSX models have that little piece on the back, just to help protect the back window and kind of the trunk lid, I guess, from in transport. So kudos to Autoart for doing that, just the added level of protection, which at this point we can see the back window is absolutely flawless. Hopefully it stays that way. I don't know. But let's dive right into the engine on this model. Again, fully opening because it's an Autoart. Beautiful carbon fiber hood with the knuckle ducts in it. And then one way you can tell, obviously, step up in age of the car, is that on the Z-tune, we have the little hood prop piece. Of course, we don't on this one. It has the gas strut, so the hood keeps itself in place, which is obviously nicely replicated on the model. We can open up the hood there to reveal the engine. Of course, the twin turbo 6-cylinder that this car is kind of known for the most of its life. You can see obviously the inlets there to feed the twin turbos. The engine cover has basically been unchanged on the R35 since the very first ones launched back in 2011 or 2012. But I know power on this car was increased. I don't remember off the top of my head the actual power figures. I'll flash them on screen. I believe it's up over 600 horsepower. So this car is definitely no slouch. We can go ahead and open up the doors, get a look at the interior. And one thing I like, again, with this is they went full, as I struggled a little bit there off camera to get the door open. And again, to that point, like I said in my last video, the quality of these models that Autoart produces is amazing. I know, again, there's a bit of a debate or a hatred, if you will, blah, 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 that they now do composite models. But again, recently, I think all the models have been executed flawlessly. The shot lines are perfect. As I just saw there, I struggled a little bit to get the door open. But as I was starting to say, because JDM, they went full JDM specs, so the car is right-hand drive, as I believe it should be. It's a JDM icon. And once again, just like in the R34, they basically carried it over into the new generation of this. So we have the black and red. No red accents on the door except for the door handle there, and I guess the little light as well. But we have the black and red seats again with the nice sports seats in the middle. Hopefully you can see there in the back, just above my finger, kind of the famous two speakers in the back of the GTR. So those are actually speakers between the two seats. It's only I believe it's only a 4-seat car. Obviously no middle seat because they have the speakers there, but you can still fit a car seat on either side if you want. So I guess a good excuse to get a GTR as a practical family car. But yeah, we got the sport bucket seats in there. I'll zoom in on the interior in just a moment for you guys. But let's see if I struggle with this door as well. But yeah, again, immaculate shut lines. Got to kind of wiggle the key in there to get it open. Obviously, we can open both doors. Again, we have the little GTR logo in the door sill there. No Nismo writing on the rug, but hopefully you guys can see there with some extra light how the carbon fiber of the side skirt runs up there. And no Nismo writing on there, but we have the red accents with the black carpeting on the floor. Let's dive into a closer look at the interior. And yeah, obviously between the R34 and this, obviously much more updated interior. Of course, this Nismo SE, I believe, is a 2022 example, so fairly recent. But yeah, you can see all the changes in the steering wheel, buttons on the steering wheel. We have the red 12 o'clock stripe in there. We got the little red accents on the shifter, the kind of little J pattern there. On the far left, so you can see under my finger, I think those are your media controls. We got the start-stop button, basically dead center in focus right now. The parking brake, obviously good detail on the center console. And good detail on the dash. Not a lot to see on the dash, but of course we got the speedo and the tach right in the central gauge cluster there. Nothing on the central display screen, but we can see displayed there too. Oop. I guess the camera doesn't want to focus when I zoom in, but if you look there, we can see in the center console there, we have the buttons that basically control like traction control off, race mode, launch control, and everything in the middle there. No manual in this car. Of course, it has paddle shifters, which we can see the paddles tucked in there behind the steering wheel. So just two pedals down there on the floor. You can see nice detail with the speakers inside the door as well. We got all your window controls and door locks on the door as well. Pretty standard stuff. Actually, as I zoom out here, I switched over to my phone camera for a second here, guys, and the phone actually gives a little bit of a better perspective of what this color is. Again, you're not getting full justice to the camera, so I will flash that picture up again. But yeah, we can see a little bit, I guess, kind of some depth of the paint. It's a little bit dusty just from sitting, but once again, we can open up the trunk. Much smaller trunk on your R35 than what you got in the R34, but in true Autoart fashion, we have the nice felt lining. And again, if you want to store something very tiny inside your model car, you can go ahead. Even have a look at the detail on the rear hinge here. We got the double hinge, and you can see it almost move very smoothly and almost very flawlessly. I know a little bit of a fingerprint there. Don't judge me. But yeah, again, overall, I will just stick with this camera for a second. Overall, absolutely love the model. Again, as I say, maybe a little bit biased in that the first time I saw this car in person was in this exact same spec. So it was basically a no-brainer that I had to get the model, and I guess thank you to Autoart for producing it in this color. But yeah, one thing I didn't touch on quite yet was how you get a nice contrast on the wheels with having kind of the yellow brake caliper. So obviously black rim with the red pinstripe accent around the side with, it's hard to see on camera, but right there you get the little Nismo lettering. You get red accents all around the car, obviously. The little red accents on the mirror, all around basically the side skirts, the rear, the front of the car. So yeah, nice little contrast there with the yellow calipers. I believe they're all the same color on all the cars. I think that was kind of a Nismo SE trait, that the calipers were basically all one color. Just go ahead and pick your paint color. In terms of other paint colors and specs that you can get from Autoart, we have the stealth gray. There's a meteor black, which is a beautiful metallic flake black. We have a silver, and there's also the white one as well. So yeah, there we go, guys. Hopefully this video is a little bit quicker. Just wanted to kind of get through it, show you off my two new babies. Let me just bring the R34 back in here for a second. And I guess the next question remains is that, now, not necessarily model specific to the Z-tune and the Nismo SE, but which generation do you guys prefer? R34, R35, or of course R33 and 32, which came before. I don't have one of those models yet, working on it in the future. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite generation of Nissan GTR is. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. So again, there's the R35 Nismo SE from Autoart. Let me know your thoughts on this model specifically down in the comments. If you guys have one, if you're planning on picking one up. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Oh, sorry to the car. Give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Follow me on Instagram to see when I get new models or what new things are going to be coming in terms of videos and content from me. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.